All right, we're going to try this again. I've got streaming health good this time. For some reason, I guess my browser didn't want to allow me to do what I wanted to do. So that's just how that is. All right, cool. So what are we going to do today? So I've got this awesome band who allowed me to take their photos. Probably it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I've been trying to get to it, but I just haven't been able to get to it that much. So I'm going to live stream it. So I kind of force myself to do it, even though I've always been busy as hell doing all this stuff. So we're going to do about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of this, and then I'm going to move on. So we're going to see how far we can get on this poster. So what we've got, I've already done a few of the things, so I'll reveal the first of the poster. So we've got one person cut out, two people cut out, and I'm just going to kind of show you kind of my process in making some of these images, I guess. I like really dynamic looking photos that have like a really high like HDR kind of look. So this is a metal band that has, looks like some very 80s makeup influences. But yeah, so I'm going to work on a close-up here, and then I'm going to go for a couple of far shots to actually start working on this poster. But I told them that I would get a mug shot of her as soon as I could. So that's what we're going to do first to try to bring out some HDR stuff to make her feel better. All right, so we're going to find an image that we like here. I want to make sure I got a nice sharp image. So I took these photos with a Sony Cinema lens of all things. Hey, I got a viewer. Welcome to the stream. So if you're on my Instagram, which you should be, Instagram.com/Cherokee_Turner, you can actually check out a lot of my work that I try to post like every day. Trying to post every day. But sometimes it just doesn't work because I just run out of material, and I don't want people knowing about what's going on in my actual life. Not really, but, you know, that's it. So I've got this picture, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. Then right off the bat, I've got some weird color problems. I don't know why. I think it's my graphics card is about to die, or I have some weird setting on here. Let me pull up my setting right here. Let's go. Let's try. I don't know. I've got some weird issue where this thing doesn't want to match my color, but we're going to just kind of go off and illuminate this thing a little bit, and we're going to make this thing look awesome. So we've got a lot of hair detail there, just a little bit of clipping. That's all right. So I'm going to find a nice happy medium, that right there. That way I can bring some of these highlights back down. Pull up my shadows a little bit. Now, more than likely, this is going to have to be something I'm going to have to blow back out. Do something like that. Welcome to the stream, watcher. Please say something. Let us know you're there. Push up. Push the clarity up. A little bit of dehazing. Let's move that around. Some highlights. Make the lights pop just a little bit. Just want to bring up my shadow. Bring that down. Alright. Do some sharpening. So more than likely I'm going to cut this part out. So you can see, so the lens that I was using was a 35mm lens, but I didn't think it would have such a bad vignette. But you can actually see the corners of the lens because I was using a lens adapter. So I'm using a PL lens, like a cinema lens, to do this. And just cut the edges a little too close. But fortunately, I was able to get a good exposure where I needed it. All right, let's mess around with some lumettes. Lumens. a little bit of highlight, just a little bit. Maybe pull up some blues. Ooh, that's kind of cool. About right there. Right there. And I think I'm going to call that. Let's open this up. Alright, so see, we got all of our detail back, and I don't know, I gotta kind of figure out what's going on with my my camera raw, because that is not what it looked like in in camera raw, so I need to figure that out. Alright, anyway, so this is what we got. Alright, we've got a little bit of hazing over here because of this light right there, but overall, a really, really sharp image. Alright. So one of the next things I like to do is I like to bring in some HDR toning just completely right off the bat. Now it's going to look like this completely messed up the image, which sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I like doing it this way because you can really get a very, very sharp edge and detail, and it makes just things look like ultra realistic almost. So I'm going to pull this up, take it down just a bit here. Push my gamma. Push that gamma out. Whoop, too much. About right there. Maybe a little more. About right there. Push up the detail just a bit. Now you're gonna need to see that, like, it brings out the detail of the hair and everything else, but also it brings out the detail of the face. So we're gonna fix all of that here in just a little bit. Bring down some of those highlights again, just a little bit. Let's see what we did here. Yeah, let's just pull it back up just a little bit. All right there. Now it almost makes the image look dirty, and this is a metal band, and that's kind of exactly what I want. Right, I'm going to do that right there. All right, so I made a copy of that just so I have a reference. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take care of what's going on with the face and make it look a little bit smoother. I'm going to use spot healing, because a lot of the times that is usually what works best. I don't really like to use the clone tool unless the healer just can't do it. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's do... Let's just do one of these here. Sometimes the healer doesn't want to work, which today it did not. Before, after. Just gonna smooth things out just a little bit. Now, I'm not going to airbrush her because I still want a lot of that detail. I'm just going to kind of take care of the things that just might be a little, I'm not going to say detrimental to the image, but just might be just a little distracting to the image. Alright, so we've got before and after. Hello, viewer. Who's watching the stream here? Let's get a conversation going so I have something to look to on my right-hand side here. All right. Got a lot of makeup marks on here I'll take care of. Good. All right, just cleaning up, cleaning up. Oh yeah, got a second viewer. Welcome to the stream. We're messing with Photoshop today. I'm going to try to do more of these streams of just me working on stuff that I like to work on rather than trying to figure out tutorials and things like that. I've got a new studio, so I'm kind of testing out what I can do in here. As you can tell, it's probably really echoey because there's barely anything in here. Just bought some studio foam, so I'll have some studio foam coming in Wednesday that I'll be able to put up. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, so pour after. So I kind of want to smooth this out just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in like that. Let's go and smooth some stuff out. Now, like I said before, I do not want to make this completely looked airbrush. That's one thing I do not want. But I do want there to be some semi-smooth look to it. Surface blur. So how's everybody doing on this lovely afternoon? Go ahead and get some people started. Hey, people. Talk to me on the stream if you're watching. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to start deleting some stuff now. A lot of people like to use masks. I'm not one of those people. I just like to just go in and delete the crap out of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make soft brush and start deleting the crap out of things. So I'm going to eventually I'm going to go back through and make this look a lot better. And by all means, I am not a Photoshop pro. I try to make it look as good as I possibly can with the knowledge that I have. Actually, I haven't really worked in Photoshop in a really long time. It's one of the things that I want to get back into doing, because I used to love to do it. let's see here. What are we gonna do with this? Alright, so we've got some things to do there. So, what am I gonna do with that? So I want to kind of blend that together a bit. Nope. Where is it? There it is. Kind of blend those colors together a bit. Now, it will still look like her. I just need to blend those colors just a little bit. One thing I don't want to do is to make this look like a completely different person. That is the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. So there's that. Now, she looks fake, and that's not what we want. So, let's bring this down a bit. So the whole idea of this was to just give more of a younger look. Right here. Kind of blend that in. Maybe try some other blending layers and see what happens. No. That's probably not what I want. Yeah, none of those are going to work. So let's try opacity and instead do fill. That actually might do what I want it to do about right there. That's looking much better. So now I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to merge those layers. So now it's going to act as if this is now my newest layer. So now if we go back and forth, you can kind of see the work that we've done here. All right, so we're losing a little bit of highlight. So I think I'm going to add some highlight back into here. Let's do midtones. Let's highlight. So now you can already see we're taking quite a dramatic difference there. Maybe brighten her up just a little bit on this side. I'm gonna bring out the eyes. I go for the eyes. Then let's do burn in the shadows of the eye. Now I'm gonna bring out the saturation and ultra saturate them. So now before and after. Let's try doing one more thing here. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that one more time. Let's go and let's just create some noise. Actually, let's create a new layer. Let's do black. Filter. Let's do render. No, distort, noise. Let's do add noise. I love adding noise. It's one of my favorite things to do because it just kind of pulls it all together. Just a little bit of noise, about 5%. Let's go add. So that added a little bit of something there. So there's that. What else do we need to do here? Now I'm just going to leave this layer right sitting on top like that. Actually, let's try one more thing here. Let's try that again. Noise. It's had a lot of noise, like some big freaking noise. And add. Alright, let's see here. It's alright. Let's see here. Alright, let's fix some of the things that are down here real quick. And then we're actually going to get to the meat of this poster. So this is just for her because she wanted a picture done. At least that's what the lead singer has told me. Let's see here. Cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to take this and duplicate that one more time here. I'm going to take this off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to select just her, and I'm going to make it into a deep black background. So that's going to be interesting. Quick select. Let's see what select subject does. Now, I haven't really messed a whole lot with Photoshop 2018. I'm mostly the After Effects guy, and that's what people know me for, is After Effects and filmmaking. So this is going to be fun. Alright, I've got a fairly good key on there. Let's do one of these. Let's start filling in our hair. So we got a lot of hair to take care of here. Let's do one of these. Right, let's take care of this right here. Let's see how good I can get this. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Now I shot everything on black. That way I could do this so I could get all the highlights of the hair and hopefully get a good key out of this. We will see if it worked. Alright, that's going to do its thing. okay. Copy that. Why did I do that? Copy that. Paste that. So now we have this. Let's do one of these. Boom. We've got our highlight. It didn't work too bad. At least for what we need it for. Cool. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is, so we've got all the black in there and we don't have a whole lot of contrast in the eyes. So I want to bring out some of the contrast, especially since we kind of did this feature here. It kind of blew out some of the edges. So I want to go ahead and get those back. Let's see here. Burn shadows, like 2 or 3%. Alright, so got that. Let's do that. Bring her over. Now, one of the things I was going to do is I was going to make an Instagram post. So let's do 1920 by 1920. Poof. Actually, let's do both of these images. Push this up here. Massive image. Pull this up in the background. And let's see here. Let's maybe give it a slight gradient overlay. Not gonna be white. We'll see, that's good. Well, not so much. Cool. Now, it is not perfect by any means necessary, but for what I'm doing on this, it's going to work. So, cool, that's it. All right, so next thing that I'm going to do, how long have I been going on here? For about 30 minutes. I'm going to be on here for another 30 minutes. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to really actually go dive into this poster thing. So, I've got 2 people watching, huh? Let's see here. All right, so that's another one that I did. So, I need to get the lead singer here. That's not the lead singer. This is. I believe I already got one. Yep, right there. Booshk. So, already started retouching this one, which I hope he's sharp. It should be sharp. 66%. All right, I'll go ahead and open the image. All right, so what I need to do is I need to start cutting him out. Now, I didn't have strobes, so I had regular old lights. So the way I got him here is going to be fairly easy to cut out of the backdrop, black on black, heavy backlight. That way I can actually cut him out pretty easily. And yeah, it should work pretty good. And I actually think I might have already started on this one. So let's see here. I believe I did. Maybe this dude. Boom, there he is. So this is him in all of his glory. I've kind of started shopping him up. Here's a before and after here. Kind of started shopping some things, including all the dust and debris on the clothes. We've kind of taken that off, as well as taken some things off of his jacket and added some things onto his pick here. So it looks like I've already cleaned up, and I've already started touching up, coloring, and bringing back a lot of this stuff. So let's go ahead and go into our Untitled project. Where is this poster? Let's just check out and see if we've got kind of the right tone going on. Yep, looks good. All right, let's move on. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut him out. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my magic wand tool here. Or not magic wand, it's the art brush. Not art brush, not the art history brush, but the make selection tool. Go ahead and select his everything. Go ahead and select some more here. And select some more down here. All right, so now I want to deselect things and tell it what I do not want. So I do not want this. I do want this, however. Do not want this at all. Do not want any of this. Those are the colors that I do not want. So, and let's go up into select and mask. Oh, crap. Okay, let's go cancel. Let's turn that off and do select and mask again. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to feather this just like I did the last one. Go ahead and feather out his hair. Now, this one might be troubling. So what I'm probably going to do is just do the hair and not do his whole jacket, because his jacket is going to cause me a ton of trouble because of the black on black. So I'm going to have to probably pen tool it out. So I'm going to go ahead and go okay, and I'm going to make sure everything's selected down here. Everything looks, well, I might do this in reverse, actually, now that I think about that. Yeah, I'm going to do it in reverse. All right, so what I'm going to do, what's going on here? Oh, I desaturated him. That's what I did there. All right, now start at his hair. I'm going to pen tool the crap out of him. Whoop. This is the glorious part of Photoshop where you get to do the meticulous things of pen tooling out somebody. This is where your love for art really comes into play. There. Like, how meticulous do you like to do things? Also, if you'd like to check out the band, you can check them out on Facebook. You can also check them out on my website. Their music videos are all done by me, so you can check them out there. They're called BIV, BIV. Need to get some music on, but I'd hate to get the copyright strike. Jeesh. So who all is out there in my live stream land? I've got 2 people watching. Who do I got? Come say hi. Chat me up so I can have a conversation while doing the meticulous point of photoshopping. I'm only on the first part of his body. Zoomed in almost 300%. Going. going to say, screw you, shoelace, and move around the shoelace. Oop. There we go. I think I'm about to fall asleep. It's been a long day at work. Yeesh. Seriously, I just about nodded off. I might have to take a break here in just a little bit. 10 minutes. And there goes my dogs. Someone hawked outside, and now my dogs are barking. Can't have absolute silence forever. It's a good crotch shot right there. Hopefully it doesn't take all 10 minutes to get this thing going. Right, on to the second shoe. Moving on. My arm's starting to go numb, geesh. Maybe it's just because I'm complaining. Am I complaining too much? No one's talking to me. I'm the people that talk to. Alright, here we go. Every nook and cranny and detail of this guy's jeans. Maybe he should have wore jeggings. I think metal bands wear jeggings. Is that a thing still? Jean leggings? Is that what jeggings are? Jean leggings? Ugh. Go away, GeForce Experience. Go away. fun fact, I have a film in the Fayetteville, Arkansas Film Festival that's going to be there this weekend. So if you're up in the Fayetteville region, you should go check that out. It's a friend me and some buddies did for a 48-hour film festival, which is the same one that's on this channel. So if you want to check that out, you can watch it on the channel. It should be up right now. I see a hand. Getting closer and about to fall asleep. There is definitely going to be a part 2 and probably a part 3 tonight. Because A, I'm hungry, B, I'm about to fall asleep, so the hunger might lead to a nap and then another live stream. Alright, almost to his hair, and then I'm going to cut it and call it quits. Alright, and right here. Alright, now I'm going to cut off his hair here. Because I don't need any of this information. Boop. Alright. Make selection. Okay. I'm going to go copy, and I'm going to paste that into here. Unselect that, and I'm going to... Actually, I want to keep that. Paste that. I'm hoping that selection is still made. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select just the black part. So I'm kind of going to inverse what's going to happen here with my tool. Man, I am exhausted. I'm like nodding off. I haven't had anything like this happen in a long time. Alright, so I'm just going to focus on this part right here. I do want all of his hair, but I do not want to select it. Got that. that. All right, so all I'm doing is getting this black right here. I'm going to go and select and mask. And we're just going to go ahead and get all that here. Like that. And I'm going to have some cleanup. Probably. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Just push a little contract on there. Well, maybe not. All right, hit OK. And delete. Do that. Take this on our black layer. And where's my fill tool? There it is. Boosh. And we've got blackness. So my final poster is going to be very dark. I'm going to have a city skyline, and there's going to be red, and there's going to be a Apache helicopter flying over, dropping bombs and all this shit. And it's going to look cool. But this is the very beginning stages of cutting out each individual band member, because that is what I wanted it to be. I wanted each of them to have their own color and their own, be able to adjust them accordingly to taste. Adjusting to taste. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up what's going on here. Go ahead and do this just in case I mess up. But yeah, more than likely I'll be right back on here a little later tonight, because I wanted to make sure to get one of these live streams in before that, just because I want to do it. I want to do more live streams. I'm going to have a lot more free time to do this kind of stuff, especially now that I have my own office again. So that's one of the reasons why there haven't been a whole lot of, there really haven't been any tutorials or really live streams or anything like that. I did have an office. I moved 200 miles away, and we moved into this small, itty-bitty small duplex, and I didn't have an office and nowhere to do any of these kind of tutorials. But now I have my own office again, and building a small little studio to help with all this stuff. So all this stuff is going back into action, and will hopefully be in full gear at the end of the week. So I've got a bunch of studio foam coming in. So the reverb that you hear now from the room is going to be not an issue anymore. Lots of stuff coming in. But I wanted to make sure, especially to do this today, to test out, because I got internet, I've got AT&T fiber going on, so there shouldn't be any hiccups with live streaming anything. So if there's some hiccups with my Uverse, I've got a problem. So there we go. And there's our clean key. Well, bam. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring him over to our poster here. What's funny is this guy is about this tall. He is much shorter than the rest of the band members, but we're going to make him look like he is quite a bit taller. About right like that. About right there. And more than likely, I'll move these guys around, and there's going to be some other stuff. But so far, so good. So it takes about 30 minutes for each one of these people to get cut out. I've got 2 more to cut out. One of them should be easy. The other one, not so much. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream since it's been about an hour. I'm going to take about an hour break, and I will be back. So hopefully we get some more people. And thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you here in a bit.